Hello, I'm Paul McKenna and I'm here to answer your questions about anything. So let's go. So the first question is, what techniques can I use to help to deal with anger? Now, anger is a necessary emotion. It's usually when one of our standards has been violated. Don't talk to me like that. And obviously, because we're all unique, we all get triggered differently when it comes to anger. But you see, anger is necessary if somebody has violated a standard. You just don't want to live in it. Because first of all, the chemistry that it produces long-term would be toxic, but it's also uncomfortable. And so one of the things you can do is very simply this. Place your hands in front of you like this. If it's safe to do so, close your eyes. And in one of your hands, place the anger, the uncomfortable emotion. Now, it's got a positive intent. It wants to motivate you to stop your standard being violated, somebody being rude to you or stealing from you, whatever it is, yeah? So we want to thank it for doing the positive things that it does. And in the other hand, put peace, calm, and comfort. Now, move your attention above your head and keep it above your head, and now experience the two emotional states down there in your hands at the same time. Anger and peace, anger and calm, anger and comfort, anger and peace, calm and comfort. Now open your eyes and come on back out. What we've done is we've recalibrated your ability to get angry into your emotional ecosystem so that it won't be so overwhelming, occurring as often and with as much intensity as it was. So the next question is, can you use more than one type of hypnosis in one day? Well, the answer is yes. I mean, hypnosis is different for each person, and indeed each trance can be different. Sometimes, if I'm very tired, I use one of my trances, I put my headphones and I relax deeply, and then afterwards I'm revitalized and re-energized. Sometimes I need to do a trance that's more along the lines of mental rehearsal. So what I do is I close my eyes, if it's safe to do so, and I look at a movie of me, achieving or succeeding in a performance or a meeting or something like that. And then I step into myself and I feel that confidence and that self-belief, and then I bring that with me back out of the trance. So each trance can be different. And yes, you can absolutely treat different issues with different trances in a single day. So the next question is, how can I strengthen my visualization when doing some of these techniques? Well, first of all, everybody can visualize. I know some people think they can't, but everybody can. Now, thing is, when I say to you, what color's your front door? You have to think of the front door in order to answer the question. If I say, is the handle on the right or the left? Again, you have to visualize it. Does the door move in or does it pull towards you in order to answer that question? Now, interestingly, some people visualize better than others, because it's their job. Interior designers walk into a room and they can literally hallucinate, carpet, curtains, and a table and stuff like that, because they're doing it for a living. They're doing it all day long. But like anything, the more you practice at it, the better you get. So basically, it helps sometimes to close our eyes so that we're getting rid of distractions. And then maybe start with a simple memory, a happy time, maybe a time you were laughing with friends, and just notice what you can see at first, hear and feel. And the more that you go into the detail of what you can see, hear and feel, the richer it becomes. And then, just really notice it more and more and more. So maybe it's a time you're laughing with friends, notice who was there, notice where you were with, what the temperature was like, or you can hear what was being said, how you feel in this situation. And the more you do this, the better at it you get. It's as simple as that. So the next question is, what technique can I use for instant confidence? Well, I like this. If it's safe to do so, close your eyes and imagine a cinema screen in front of you. And on that screen, see a confident you, a you that's full of self-belief. Look at your posture, the expression on your face, the way you confidently speak, hear the confidence in the sound of your voice, the way you connect with other people, the way you're exuding this inner sense of certainty. And then float over and into the screen and step into the confident you. See through the eyes of your confident self. Hear your internal dialogue say, I am confident. And then notice where you feel the good feelings strongest in your body. Give them a color, any color you like, and move that color up through your neck into your head. Move that color all the way around your head, down into your shoulders. Move that color down through your arms and hands and fingers. Move that color down through your chest into your legs and double the brightness and double it again and double it again until you're glowing with confidence. Now, while you're feeling this confident, imagine taking this feeling with you into situations where you'll need it. Maybe giving a presentation or dealing with a challenging person or social situation or wherever it is. Imagine feeling this good, being in those situations. So you're programming your mind for success. Then when you're ready, open your eyes and come on back up. Is there anything we can do for anxiety in the world we currently live in? Well, first of all, if you turn on the TV or open a newspaper, you are under attack. It's the war, it's the economy, it's the virus, it'll be something, right? So exposure to news media is definitely a factor. Of course we want to know what's going on, but people are getting very good at catastrophizing, right? This is thinking about all the worst things that could happen. And the more you do that, the better at it you get. There's a famous saying by Mark Twain, which is, I've been through some terrible experiences in my life, and some of them actually happened. So by preparing for emergencies that are never going to happen, we put ourselves into that anxious state of mind and body. Sure, if there is a threat, you need fear to tell you to be prepared, keep you alive. If I'm about to step off a curb and there's a bus coming, I want fear to pull me back and keep me alive. I just don't want to live in it. There's a very simple technique for reducing stress and anxiety that's used by all 4 divisions of the American military. Let's do it now. So if you're feeling anxious in this moment, put your hand on your heart so it brings your attention to your heart, your second brain, and begins to reduce cortisol. Then take one deep breath in and hold and gently let it go. And then take another deep breath in and hold and gently let it go. And then take another deep breath in and let it go. And if it's safe to do so, close your eyes and return in your mind to a happy time, like you're back there again. Now, see what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel all those good feelings all over again. That's right, relive this happy time. And in usually less than a minute, you go from being anxious to feeling much more relaxed and in control. So there's a question here about the havening technique. Are there other points in the body that I can use? I'm aware of the upper arm, but are there any more? Yes, there are. So these are the points that produce the delta wave. Here, here, downward stroke of here, and here on the palms of the hands, yeah? So often you'll see me demonstrating like this, but actually you can touch here, 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 and there, like that. Now we use the havening technique to treat things like trauma, upset, pain, and to create feelings of calm and relief from those unpleasant states of mind and body. And it works because when we touch here, 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 and here, we produce delta waves. And that's comforting. So generally the havening technique works like this. You get the person to summon the upsetting situation or feeling in their mind, clear their mind, and then begin the havening touch. And as you do this, you flood the brain with delta, and it creates a biological change in your brain. It basically delinks the thought from the feeling. And it's deceptively simple, but super powerful. You can find demonstrations of me doing the havening technique and other people, and information about the havening technique online. I thoroughly recommend you do. So there's one here about how to use hypnosis to grow a thick skin in a world that seems so critical and judgmental. Now, there's a very interesting technique you can use. If someone has been critical of you, and even though it was years ago, it still bothers you, I'm going to show you now how you can change the way you feel about that, right? So if somebody once said to you, "You're stupid, you'll never amount to anything," you know, something cruel like that, what you do is this. You see their face saying it to you, but what you do is you change the tone of the voice so it's ridiculous and you can't take it seriously. "You're stupid. You're never amount to anything." So do it now. Think about somebody who said something mean or critical to you, see their face, and then, so if they said to you, that's it, do it again. You've got to find it ridiculous to disempower it. And as you do that, they seem ridiculous, the whole thing seems ridiculous, and it's the same if something's written down about you. You know, and you read it and they went, "He's a truly awful person." You just, that's it, do it in a ridiculous tone of voice inside your head, and it disempowers what was said about you. So this question here says, are the results of hypnosis permanent? I've been using hypnosis for a while, but I have to reinforce it in order to continue with the results. Now, thing is, some people get hypnotized once for something, and that's it, it's done, it's permanent. A proportion of people are hypnotized never to smoke again or vape again, and they never do. Other people need to reinforce it. Just like anything, you know, the more you practice it, the better at it you get. So I'm all in favor of reinforcement, but I'm also in favor of, even when I've succeeded, you know, overcoming, say, one block or, you know, some bad habit, I then want to go on to develop even better habits. Because you see, if you're doing a lot of stressful thinking, right, and you learn to get yourself calmer, you've got more bandwidth then to feel joy and love and creativity and all the sort of good stuff. So absolutely, hypnosis often involves some reinforcement, as life does. Thank you very much for asking these questions on the channel. If you want to leave more questions, I'm very happy to answer them. I'll do my best to answer as many as I can, and we'll post them.